What's up guys, my name is Javier and welcome back. Many people use circular saws on the job site to make all sorts of cuts on lumber. Normally this job has been left to plug-in corded saws due to their powerful motors which can tear through all sorts of materials and thicknesses. Over the years there have been cordless battery-powered options, and while their portability has been great, they've always lacked the power of the corded saws and their batteries have been disappointing as well. I spoke to a friend of mine that's a general contractor, and he said that he doesn't really like using cordless battery-powered saws because according to him they're very underpowered and they don't last that long before you have to recharge them, so he limits his use with them to only a few cuts here and there. Now Makita listened to the demands of those in the trades and have come out with the Makita XSH01Z to fix the issues where cordless battery-powered saws of the past have fallen short. According to Makita, this saw has a power and runtime for corded demands. They started off with a powerful 36-volt motor that produces 4,800 RPM no-load speed, and it uses full-size 7 1/4 inch blades. Now what this does is it gives this saw some serious power to cut through materials up to an extra large 2 5/8 inches of cutting capacity. Here we have it cutting 4 pieces of OSB stacked to a total thickness of 2 5/8 inches to show off its cutting performance. The cut capacity is even larger than some corded circular saws. Now let's take a look at how it performs at cutting 2x lumber. I put a 2x8, a couple of 2x4s, and a 2x10 in a row to see its lumber cutting performance. The first cut was so quick, I had to do it again to make sure I wasn't seeing things. Both cuts averaged 5.28 seconds. Normally you want to set the proper depth on a saw for when making cuts to ensure blade efficiency for fast cuts and less friction. And all the cordless saws I've tried will slow down when you don't set them to the proper depth, but not this saw. Here we have it cutting 2x4 lumber with the blade improperly set at its maximum cutting capacity. And honestly, I don't think that the saw cares what depth you set it to. Improper or not, it's going to tear right through the lumber. As far as performance goes, this saw has true corded performance, no doubt about it. The motor is strong and powerful, and the cuts are smooth as butter. That's something I can't say about the other cordless circular saws I've tried in the past. And while the cordless competition is getting closer than ever to the performance of corded circular saws, this saw has corded performance, but without the cord. In fact, this saw is so powerful that you now have to worry about the saw kicking back if you don't control yourself. With other cordless circular saws, if you push too hard or your cuts aren't straight, the motor will bog down and stall, and even shut off if the tool has overload protection. But not this Makita. It will fight you if you try to mess around. Now, all the performance in the world doesn't matter if your cordless saw can only make a few cuts before you need to recharge it. Now, Makita claims this saw can make 250 cuts per charge, and that's using 3.0 amp hour batteries. So of course I had to see for myself, and I did my own test. But instead, I used 4.0 amp hour batteries, and I was able to get 345 cuts, which is impressive. That's almost 200 cuts per battery. So not only are you getting corded performance, but you're also going to stay off the charger for a long time. And depending on what you do, you might even get all your day's work without having to make a pit stop with the charger. And that's with using 4.0 amp hour batteries, of course. Now let's take a look at its features. Like I said before, it's a 36-volt saw, but it's also part of Makita's large 18-volt LXT lineup. I remember a few years back when I was on a competitor's 18-volt, 20-volt line, I was tempted to go into their 36-volt line because I wanted more power than what 18-volt had to offer. And I almost did, but the reason I was put off was because I didn't want to have to start over with a new battery platform with new batteries and chargers. It's not like I wanted to get rid of my old 18-volt tools, so I didn't want to have to manage 2 separate platforms with different batteries and chargers. Now you don't have to, because you can use the Makita 18-volt LXT batteries you already have and pop them into this Makita 36-volt saw. To make it 36 volts, it uses 2 18-volt batteries. And the weight is relatively low. It weighs in at 10.1 pounds, and it uses a magnesium shoe to keep the weight down. This may seem a bit higher when compared to some of the other 18-volt saws, but remember that it's packing 2 high-capacity packs. The saw itself is actually comparable to other 18-volt saws in terms of weight. It weighs exactly the same as an 18-volt saw that I've reviewed recently without the battery, coming in at 7.8 pounds. Once you pop one battery in, it brings up the weight up to 9.0 pounds, So with one battery, it's about the same as 18-volt saws. You're not going to be using this with one battery obviously, and it wouldn't work even if you tried, but this was just to give you a weight comparison. Even at its total weight of 10.1 pounds, it's still lighter than many corded saws. It uses a brushed motor, and the cool thing about Makita is that it has easy access to its brushes for when it's time to get in there and replace them. On other power tools, you have to take the whole thing apart, which can be a hassle. The brushes are externally accessible on both sides of the motor. It can make bevel cuts up to 50 degrees and has a positive stop at 45 degrees to make it easier to get the right 45-degree angle. It comes set to stop at exactly 45 degrees and has a lever that opens to enable you to use the full 50 degrees when needed. It has rubber soft grips on the bevel handle and the lower guard lever for added comfort. The shoe is able to use a rip fence, and it has one included with the saw. The motor has a 4,800 RPM no-load speed with an electric brake. It doesn't have a battery fuel gauge, but it has the next best thing, which is a low battery indicator for each battery to tell you when the batteries are running low, and also features a overheating LED light indicator. It has a dust blower and a side dust ejector on the upper blade guard to keep the line of sight nice and clean. So you can get this saw by itself as a barrier tool to add to your Makita 18-volt LXT collection and use the batteries you already have on hand. Or you can get it as a kit that includes two 3.0 amp hour batteries. One of my favorite features about Makita is that the batteries charge extremely fast. These only take 30 minutes to charge. And the kit also includes a fast charger, one 24-tooth framing blade, a blade wrench to change out the blades, and the blade wrench can also be stored on the side of the tool so you can use it at any time. And it includes a contractor bag to store everything inside. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did want to give out a few shout outs to some of you guys for sticking around watching my videos and commenting regularly. So the first shout out goes to RegoPit44, and you're also going to get a cool Makita hat with the LA Galaxy logo on the front. The next shout out goes to Brian, spelled B-R-I-E-N, and you're getting a cool Makita neck cover that goes over your hat. This is to protect the back of your neck from getting sunburned. The next shout out goes to Dark Raptor 99 or DR99, and you're getting a cool Makita scarf with the Mexican soccer team on it. The next shout out goes out to Mike Z, and you're getting the Makita hat with the LA Galaxy logo on it. Next shout out goes out to Jeremy Neal, and you're getting a Makita neck cover that goes over your hat. And last but not least is Christopher Colby, also known as Chris K, or the Cool Chris as he calls himself, and you're getting a cool Makita scarf with the Mexican soccer team on it. So make sure to go over to my channel by clicking on my picture right over here. Then go to the About section under my channel, and once you're there, click on the Send Message button to send me a private message and provide me your mailing address so I can get this stuff shipped out to you guys. I wish I had more stuff to give out to the rest of you guys that I didn't mention, and I do appreciate everyone for stopping by and commenting. I'll give out some more shout outs to the rest of you guys when I have some more cool stuff to give out. Thank you guys for sticking around, and also a big thanks to Makita for providing all this cool gear to give out. Also, make sure to like this video, and let's try to get 100 likes in 2 weeks. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video and comment. Let me know what you guys think of this Makita XSH01Z circular saw. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media over at Google+ and Facebook. Thanks for watching.